Hi everyone, Baker on the Dark Side. Today I'm going to combine Is It Healthy with making my lunch today. We're going to do a taste test. So my Is It Healthy ingredients that I'm going to be working with today are both from Trader Joe's. I'm a good fan of Trader Joe's. Not getting paid to say that, I'm just a fan. Okay, so they have this. I saw them in the aisle near the meats and things. It's called Cauliflower Pizza Crusts. It looks like it would be very good. It looks like it might be healthy. It said it's made with 60% cauliflower. Can you see that? All right. So is it healthy? Well, let's see. So there's 2 crusts in here, just so you know. It says 2 servings, so you get to eat the whole pizza. Yes. Who doesn't love that? All right. So it says a crust is 120 calories. So, you want it to be semi-low, obviously, because you're going to be putting some toppings on there. So that's not bad. All right, 120. 6 grams of fat, a little bit of fat. Saturated is 3. So, it's a little bit, but not terrible. I won't say terrible, but 0 trans fats. Now, I am a little concerned about 75 milligrams of cholesterol. I'm not sure where that's coming from. So when we read the ingredients, we're going to maybe figure that out. The sodium is 260 milligrams. So it's a little bit up there. They did put some salt in it. This is one of these lunches where, if I'm eating a lot of salt for lunch, then I'm going to tone it down for dinner for sure. So 260 milligrams for the whole thing, though. 4 carbs, so low carbs, 1 gram of fiber. I wish there was more fiber so it would be less net carbs, but as you all know, 4 minus 1 makes it 3 net carbs. And then the protein, which I'm really excited about, there's 10 grams of protein just in this crust. So that's fantastic as far as I'm concerned. So then it goes into the ingredients. So what's in these things? All right, let's see. Shredded cauliflower is the #1 ingredient. I'm very excited about that. Whole eggs, that's fine with me. That's probably where the cholesterol is coming from, let's be honest. Grated Parmesan cheese, skim milk, cheese cultures, salt, deactivated yeast, minced garlic, dried basil, and dried oregano. I am very excited because this is very, did it say organic on it? It says gluten-free. It didn't say organic. But I mean, I could read all those ingredients, so that makes me also excited about this. So not terrible, not bad. All right, let's open it up. I'm not going to taste it until after I bake it, of course. So we're going to open these up, and this is what it looks like. So it smells really good. I can smell that Parmesan cheese like right off the bat as soon as you open it. And you can see the herbs in there. And this is the thickness, so it's thin. I'm okay with that. I like thin pizza. All right, so we're gonna put that down as our pizza crust. Now, I am not going to put sauce on this. I have a lot of veggies that are gonna create water, and I'm doing what I decided is a Greek pizza. So I'm not putting a sauce on. I'm leaving the sauce off. So I have my veggies, and I've got all sorts of things in here. So, and I also have chicken in there. So you don't have to have the chicken in there. I'm doing it for the extra protein. It's 1 chicken tender. It was 1 ounce of chicken. So the first thing that I'm going to put on there is the chicken. My 1 ounce of chicken, I'm gonna put it over the top. Now normally, like I said, you would have a sauce on here, but I'm not gonna put a sauce. I'm gonna leave the sauce off. Why? Because of the added salt is one reason. And the other is because I have so many vegetables that will create that moisture for me. All right, so the chicken is on here. And then I have 1 clove of garlic, because it's Greek and I like garlic. So I'm gonna put the garlic on here. Oop, I had a spinach leaf that threw itself onto the pizza. I can't wait. All right, so that's going on there. My spinach, so we'll throw the spinach on, why not, right? So the spinach is going on. Try to get it all the way around, so I have spinach on every slice. And then I've got these mushrooms. So this is gonna give it, if you aren't gonna have the chicken, mushrooms are a great meat substitute. They have that texture of meat. So these are mushrooms. I've got some onion just to add flavor. The onion's going over the top. Hopefully I'm not adding too many vegetables. I don't want it to be soggy. But I really wanted to get some really good vegetables in here since I was eating this pizza. And then I've got this, my sister-in-law made them, but you can buy them in a jar at the grocery store. It's like a cherry pepper. I'm putting those on in place of tomato. This is going to be a non-tomato Greek pizza, but I will say this, if you want the tomato, this is where you would put your sliced tomatoes or diced tomatoes on there. It just gives it some color, gives it some pop. And then of course, the olives. I love black olives. You don't have to put them on. Some people don't like olives, but I love them. All right, so now we've got all of our veggies on there. Look at that. Nice. Okay. So the next thing about is it healthy, I have this other thing from Trader Joe's. It's called shredded pizza seasoned Toscano cheese. Look at that. All right. So I grabbed it. It seemed good since I was making pizza. It was right near the cauliflower crust. So let's say you get a whole quarter cup in a serving. So this is a quarter cup, 1 ounce. It does have 9 grams of fat. Now this doesn't tote to be healthy, okay? It's not saying that it is healthy. So, you know, I expect it to be like regular cheeses, but it is 9 grams of fat and 5 grams of saturated fat. So you've got 8 grams of saturated fat in here between the crust and the cheese. You could use a different cheese, whatever you want to do. I'm going to try this though. And it has 190 milligrams of sodium. So this is going to be a high salted lunch for me, but that's okay, you know. Obviously, cheese doesn't have carbs, so it has less than 1 gram of carbs. It doesn't have any fiber either, but it does have 7 grams of protein. So now between the crust and the cheese, you've got 17 grams of protein. And then I've added this chicken on here, that 1 ounce of chicken. So you guys can look that up, how much protein is in 1 ounce of chicken. All right, so, you know, and the sodium, like I said, isn't terrible for cheese, but I'm gonna sprinkle this on. Typically, I usually use fresh mozzarella on my pizzas because it is like low sodium, like half the sodium of what this cheese is. But I wanted to try this cheese because it's still lower sodium than some cheeses. You should look up the salt in your cheeses. Okay, enough said. Swiss and mozzarella, fresh mozzarella, are the lowest in salt. And goat cheese is also. I could put goat cheese on here. That probably would have worked out too, but it's really funky. All right, so now I've got the cheese on there. I've got this wonderful Greek seasoning that I bought from my local spice store. It's got the oregano. It's got a little bit of lemon in it. I'm going to sprinkle that over the top just to give that extra Greek flavor. I'll put maybe a little bit too much in there. We know that there's some herbs in the crust too. And I told you that I wasn't going to be putting the tomato in. But I am going to, I've got this, the little olive oil shop, garlic olive oil. It is amazing. If you ever have a chance to go to an olive oil store, do it. They take olive oil, all kinds of flavored olive oils, and they put little tasting cups in front of the olive oil vats. I want to call them vats. And you can just pull the spigot and get a sample and drink it. I've never experienced anything like that before. It's almost like a wine tasting, but olive oils. But this garlic one is wonderful. Balmisio. Balmisio? How do you say it? Balmisio? I don't know. Anyway, I'm showing my bad Italian roots. There's our pizza, right? Okay, there it is. Looking good. So it says to bake this at 425 for 5 to 7 minutes. Keep an eye on it. I'm going to bake it. I'm going to come back and we're going to taste this thing and see if it's any good. Thanks for watching Baker on the Dark Side. All right, everyone. So I took the pizza out of the oven. That's what it looks like. Looks pretty good. It's It is definitely a thin crust. It smells good. All right, so I'm gonna cut it. Let's see how crisp it is. So remember, this is a healthier pizza. You can do whatever you want. I'm trying to have a semi-healthy lunch here by having this on a cauliflower crust. All right, so I divide it in half. So the edges are definitely crispy. I put it in for 7 minutes. I would say the middle is still a little bit not crispy. But see that? I wanted you to see that it kind of gives. So I wouldn't say that you could eat this, you know, easily with your hands, especially if you got all these veggies on here, you know, but you can do it. There's always the fold method, right? Okay, so let me take a bite of this and see what it tastes like. See, I'm kind of like bummed out because all my fillings are coming off. So I think they made it a little too thin. Or I put too much stuff on here. If you're just doing cheese and pepperoni, it probably would work out better. Okay, so let's see what happens. I mean, it is, like I said, it didn't crisp up as much as I would have liked. I think you could solve that issue pretty easily. You could probably even toast it a little bit before you put the toppings on, just a little bit. Like I said, I did 7 minutes. I didn't put any sauce on this. All right, I'm folding it and eating it like it was like an 18-inch slice of pizza, but it's not. Okay, let's see. I mean, I could live with this very easily. It's got a nice parmesan flavor. It's got the herb flavor. The edges are crispy. You can hear that crunch. I would definitely buy this again. For sure. You can definitely hear that crunch. So if you're gonna make something with a lot of veggies in it, I would maybe toast it ahead of time because it was kind of floppy, right? When it came out of the refrigerator, it was a little bit floppy. I think you could toast it up. Maybe even a pizza stone might work well. I didn't have a small pizza stone that would cover this. I have a big one. But it tastes delicious. I would definitely buy this again. And it would definitely be a good, healthy pizza and added protein. So thanks for joining me for lunch. Subscribe. Have fun with this journey. Baker on the dark side.